So, Mara, these two guys have to work at the Post where Woodward still comes in, presumably for his mail. You are not so encumbered. So this question is going to go to you also as a COVID survivor. Woodward came under broad attack on social media today for sitting on this information for 10 months. Do you agree with that line of attack? And would it have been helpful to you to know contemporaneously the degree to which the president knew and yet diminished the dangers from coronavirus?
Yeah, I mean, I want to be clear that I think that the burden of responsibility and blame here falls largely with the Trump administration and the Trump White House. He's the president of the United States. I think we need to ask ourselves as Americans, who knew what and when, which administration officials knew, how soon did they know, surely. The scale of betrayal is almost beyond political analysis. And as I listened to the tapes and read the previews of the book, I couldn't help but remember Donald Trump's words himself when he said, what do you have to lose? He said to Black Americans before he was elected in 2016. And as we know, it's a whole lot, not just for Black Americans, but for the family members of almost 200,000 people who've lost their lives, hundreds of thousands of more, including myself, who continue to fight to recover every day. I think as a journalist, I try always and be collegial, and I was not in Mr. Woodward's shoes. I would like to think that I would not sit on information like that, because I see my chief responsibility pretty much above all as being responsible to the public good. We always have competing interests, but that's where my heart is. I try and reserve judgment. I just think there's going to be a lot of people out there who are going to say that Donald Trump has always lied, so this doesn't matter. And I think we all really want to be very careful, because we don't want to feed into that kind of nihilism. This information would have mattered to me personally. It would have changed the way I behaved, and I was careful as is. If I had known it was airborne, I wouldn't have been traveling across the country on the campaign trail. People I know would have potentially not been killed or still be suffering. And I just think this is no longer a story simply about a rogue president or Donald Trump. This is a story about those who enable him. And this is a story about how Americans responded. And every single American has a responsibility to vote where their heart is.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.